going on, guys? Pro here at VIP Outdoors, and today we're going to go over 3 different methods to tying soft spinners. And when you're talking about a soft spinner, essentially what you're doing is you're taking the wire out of the spinner component. So generally speaking, with the regular spinner, what we have is obviously our hook, tubing, wire, some beads, clevis, all down a wire shaft just like that. Okay. This is the majority of what I fish. I don't veer away from that too often. When I do though, these are 3 different methods that I use for tying those up. So let's get started. The very first one is a very basic soft spinner, and all you do is take your mono, which when I'm using this method here, generally speaking, I'm talking about, fish that might be a little tired. And when I say tired, they're the same fish being fished on all day long. So I think of the lower Willamette, I think of maybe Drano Lake, where you're not getting replacement fish throughout the entire day. You might get some, but a lot of times you're fishing on the same ones. All I do is take 30-pound mono, 25 to 30 pound is my favorite clear, and then tie a number 2 hook on there. Tie nice and tight. Knife. Probably use scissors. I've already sliced my hand open once this year, but I'm gonna stick with the knife. Okay, tie it directly to that. Take a piece of our 1/8" tubing, or not, you don't have to, it's an option. I generally do because I like that tubing to be, or excuse me, the shank of the hook to be covered a little bit. Slide it down. Take some of your favorite color beads. We'll just take red for this demonstration. I generally only use 2 beads when it comes to something like this. You could go 1, you could go 3, you can make them as long as you want and as short as you want. It's a matter of personal preference, and I don't think there's a right number. I know guys that catch them with 6 beads on there, and I know other guys that catch them with 1 bead on there. If it's working for you, then go with that. Okay, so we got a couple beads, detachable clevis, and then clip on any one of our 3.5 spinner blades on there. Okay, just like that there. That's soft spinner number 1. Very basic, very easy. Tied a number 2 hook. This clevis here, there's a few different clevises on the market. We have this detachable. We also have a metal coiled spring-like clevis. The challenge with the spring-like clevis, it's a good clevis. You don't lose blades on it. It will burn your line, so you need to retie your leader every now and again, okay? Or more often than not. This detachable clevis here, you will lose some blades every now and again. I don't want to hear any belly aching. Trading a blade for a salmon every now and again is not that big of a deal. So I never hear anyone complaining to herring fishermen that they want their money back for a herring they lost to a salmon. Anyways, moving on to the next thing. That's number 1. Number 2, this is what I use when I am in an area that's getting a bunch of hot fish moving in, maybe the ocean, maybe Astoria. Astoria is definitely one of the places that I use this technique. And for this soft spinner, we're going to tie what's called a noosh knot on 2 single 4/0 SSW octopus hooks. Okay, this one's the owner SSW super needle point. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration. I'm also going to drop a link of exactly how to tie this noosh knot down in the description. And we got a little bit more fine tune of how we tie this knot. But it's very simple. Take your tag end, bring it down through the bottom, create a loop, bring it back up. Tag end is now about 1 inch or 2 long on the top side. This loop right here on the bottom, you want to make it just past the shank of the hook. Now, what we're going to do, and this part's very important, take the tag end, fold it down the shank of the hook, and now we're simply going to tie an egg loop. Come through the back side. Now we have an egg loop, which is here, with now a loop tied on the bottom of the leader. So now what we do, I take my second hook, same type of hook, 4/0, octopus style hook, slide it on there, facing the opposite direction of my original hook. Once you pull that tight, because you have that line going through there twice, it's going to stay a little more rigid. Now this is 30 pound here. I didn't mention, when I'm in a story, I use 40 pound. Those fish are not leader shy, and you're going to see that hook want to stand out about like yay. So then you have one hook going one direction and the other direction. As they rotate, your hookup ratio is going to be a lot better this way opposed to some of the other ways when you have a fish that comes up and clamps onto it really fast or takes a very quick aggressive swipe at it. In this case, I do not use tubing. All I do is I go straight to the beads, and I personally use just 2 beads on there. Very simple, very easy. I go to the detachable clevis. With this plastic detachable clevis, I've caught a lot of fish on one single blade and a plastic clevis before I lose it. And I bet you I'll go, in a story, I'll go through 15 fish on that clevis before I end up having to replace it, okay? Then what I do is just simply clip on one of my blades right here, just like that, okay? This is a good way to go in and out between colors. When I'm fishing multiple rods, I could switch things out very, very quickly. I do go through a lot of leaders. I go through a lot of hooks, whereas the spinner, in comparison to that, you put the spinner on and away you go. You know what I mean? I don't find that this fish is very well behind an inline. That is behind a 360 when I am presenting it that way. So that's option number 2 for you guys. Option number 3, kind of a combination between the two. Again, I'm going to take 40 pound test line, and I'm going to tie a noosh knot onto my treble. This can get a little bit tricky. It's not the easiest knot to tie onto a treble, but we're going to tie it the same exact way. You go down, you go up, tag end comes back down. This loop, it's hard to figure out the exact length because we don't have that hook shank like on the 4/0. I know to make this loop down to the bottom of that shank, you got to kind of play with this and guesstimate it a little bit till you get that exact loop size that you're looking for. Then again, we're going to just tie our egg loop on here. Takes a little bit longer. So I do use a little heavier pound test line when I do this because it's going to be on there. It's kind of a one and done type deal. Okay. And I actually screwed that up just a little bit to where I didn't bring the loop over the last hook there. So again, this one could be a little bit of a challenge, but once you get it on there, it's kind of done deal. There we go. All right. So now I got my egg loop tied on there. Again, with that loop at the bottom, simply take my, again, 4/0 hook. And you could substitute this 4/0 octopus for like a big river. A big river is a great substitution, or not even substitution, a great option for this presentation here. And you have it just like this. Now, because of this eye on here and all the bulkiness that we created from that egg loop, you're gonna wanna make sure your tubing that you use is a little bit bigger than 3/16, okay? With the top of that guy, and it should go down over the top of it. There we go. Slide it all the way down. So then you have a treble with a single stinger on the back. Again, a couple beads. I guess I'm just a 2-bead guy. That's what I do, 2 beads. As I'm going through this, I'm just kind of figuring out that I do that. And I guess that's why we build all of our spinners with 2 beads on there. So and just the way I like to do it. All right, just like that. Pull that guy tight. Again, this is kind of the same concept. See how that stays out there nice and straight? And you could do that with the niche knot, whereas if you were to just tie a regular herring or double egg loop or herring leader, then that hook would flop. Does it work? Probably. That's just not the way I do it. Okay, so go back to one of our blades here. Clip on any one of our size 3, 3.5, and away you go, guys. Anyways, guys, that's the way I tie 3 different soft spinners when I do use them, which there is a time for them. I don't use them all the time. I personally prefer going hardwire, but those are 3 great options for it. Use them when you see fit and an opportunity where you think they're going to benefit you. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comments. Again, I will leave the links of how to tie that niche knot on there, along with some of our products down there. So any questions, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like what you're seeing, and we'll keep the content coming. Have a good one.